At least you covered him the last 2 years while he was with the Cubs in Chicago. What do you think of him being a fit for the Yankees?
I mean, no doubt Stroman makes any rotation better. Any time in the last couple of years that you saw a drop-off in his numbers or execution, it had to do with injuries. So go back to 2022 when he started the season. He had a bad bout with COVID. Then it turned into a shoulder inflammation injury. And you said it last year, first half, he's an all-star. He pitched fantastic. And then it became injuries in the second half. And that's kind of what derailed the second half, which made a little bit of surprise that he opted out of his contract, because you thought if he puts up the numbers that he put up in that first half, I mean, that's a year.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is a guy, he's going to put the ball on the ground, right? So you don't have to worry about it going out of the park. The Cubs had a really good defense last year, so he's fun to watch. And that's who he is, right? He's a Stro Show, so he's always going to be fun to go out there and watch. And he really fed off the Wrigley crowd. So there's another element when you talk about like a big market, the atmosphere. He loves that. He feeds into it. So I think he's someone, he's always so determined to prove people that he belongs in a rotation and that he can be pretty consistent.
Sarah, what do you think? Do you like Stroman for the Yankees?
I really do, and I want to build off something Elise just said. He's a ground ball pitcher. You look at guys last year, minimum 120 innings. His 57% ground ball rate was the third highest in baseball. In Yankee Stadium, you do not want a fly ball pitcher. So having a guy who hits it on the ground and pitches so they hit on the ground is very important. And so it really comes down to me, how much faith do the Yankees front office have in their infield defense? In Chicago, he had Dansby Swanson behind him, the best defensive shortstop in baseball right now. If they have that faith in their infield, he would be a great addition.
Yeah, I mean, Harp, I feel like people either underrate Stroman or maybe there's something else going on. We heard about, some potential clubhouse issues while he was with the Mets. But, man, he was good while he was here in New York. He would be a good fit for the Yankees rotation. You think he would, though, be a big enough improvement to that Yankee rotation?
Yeah, I think he could be if you get the best of him, as Elise was saying. When he's good, he's really good with the ground balls. And especially if you get Rodon back to his form and you get him as a true number two, then Stroman slides in really well as a number three or something like that. I just don't know. There's some history there, as we know. I mean, Cashman made some comments about he couldn't pitch in their rotation in the postseason when they didn't trade for him a few years ago, and Stroman, had some fired back at the Yankees stuff, I guess, which he's now deleted supposedly from his accounts or whatever. But so he's always pitched with a chip on his shoulder, no doubt about that. And I think it works to his advantage, but sometimes he lets things rub him the wrong way and it works against him a little bit too. So that'd be an interesting dynamic. He's always wanted to pitch for the Yankees, though. His father said that.
It's funny, though, because to even go back to what Sarah was talking about, you can talk about him as a fit in the rotation, what it could look like if Rodon is at his best, you have Cole. But I think, too, bringing that point about the defense, because that, I feel like, is a big factor, not just when you're talking about Stroman, but even Garrett Cole. These guys want confidence in the defense behind them, and that's a big factor for someone like Stroman, knowing, especially like he had in Chicago, like Sarah was pointing out, Dansby Swanson, you had Nico Horner at second base, that he can put the ball, he can do what he wants on the mound and then trust his defense behind him. So that is probably, I think, the best point from Sarah is it's not necessarily how does he slot into the rotation, how does he slot into the team and the defense behind him, and can he maximize that with what he has?
Number one thing I love about Stroman, he's durable. And I mean, every pitcher, it seems, goes down every year. Stroman has been pretty durable throughout his career.